Hey guys, I haven't put out a video in some time. I had a dream last week that I like to share with you. It's a rapture dream. It was an intense dream. And this is how the dream goes. In my dream, I was working on a 1957 Chevy two-door Bel Air, and this thing was stripped. The paint was stripped off of it, the doors were stripped off of it, the whole front end was stripped off of it. There was a lot of rust that was on the vehicle, and it no interior. It was just basically a stripped shell. And in my dream, my boss wanted me to do a big line of tasks to it, and when he gave me the assignment to do this work to it, I was thinking to myself, this is impossible to restore this vehicle. But I didn't tell him that. When he left, I continue on working on the vehicle, and I'm inside the vehicle, and all of a sudden I looked down, and there was this rusty starter. For, mind you, it didn't have any engine in it, but it had the starter that was on the floorboard. So I picked it up and I threw it down the ground, and all these chunks of rust started falling off of it. And I was like, how in the world am I supposed to restore this? And I got out of the vehicle, and I was looking at the vehicle, and all of a sudden it rolled backwards. Mind you, it didn't have any rims or tires on it. And all of a sudden it rolled backwards. Then the dream changes. I'm outside the shop with 4 other guys. And all of a sudden this loud horn starts blasting. And it was ear-piercing. It was a shofar. And the guys who I was working with, they said, "What is that sound?" And I was curious myself. And all of a sudden we were looking up on the horizon, and all of a sudden there was a nuke that went off in front of us. It was huge, big, huge mushroom cloud. The ground shook and the whole sky turned red. Then all of a sudden, over to my left-hand corner and the horizon was this bright, shining, glorious white light fastly approaching Earth. And I knew right then that was Yeshua, Jesus. He was returning back for his bride. I lifted up my hands towards heaven and started praising God, and then I woke up. What a dream. I mean, to hear that horn blast like it did, it was ear-piercing. And then to see the nuke go off, I mean, it was like I was there. And then the light showed up, and I knew it was Jesus, and I knew that was our hope. This is the rapture. We're going home. So it was really an encouraging dream, but I know for a fact that these guys from my shop didn't know Christ. So listen, guys, we're here at the end of end times, and we're fixing to get ready to go home. The church is about ready to get harpazoed, but the greatest tribulation in time and history is about ready to take place. And I feel for the folks who get left behind, because, you know, you're talking about the most horrific time and all the earth has ever experienced. You know, nukes falling and all kinds of stuff is going to happen. Wars and rumors of wars. Just all, you know, you're going to watch the book of Revelation just come unglued during that time. But I want to think upon something here. I really believe that there's meaning in that 1957 Chevrolet. You know, in 1957 was the height of American prosperity, and It is like icon of America, that 1957 Chevy Bel Air. And this thing was stripped, guys. I mean, there was nothing in it, and it was rust, no paint. I mean, it just needed tons of work. And I really believe, and I really believe that is significant of the United States, our economy being gutted, America itself being gutted itself. Look at guys. We have a whole bunch of, globalists who destroyed this country, and they want to go on to global governments. And I really believe that that's what that signified. Another thing too is that starter, for the motor, there was no hope in this starter, guys. I mean, this thing was toast. There's so much rust was on it. There was no way you're going to restart this thing. And I believe that, here you have folks that are trusting in the political system to restart America again. I believe that there is really no hope. I believe that God raises up kings and He takes them down. I believe the Lord was showing us through this dream is that the very fact that you're not going to restart this, you're not going to restart the good old 1957 Chevrolet again. There was absolutely no hope of getting that thing together. But having to roll backwards like it did, I don't know what that means. So if you have any insight, please leave a comment. Another thing too is that we see everything happening. Our economy's getting ready to crash and everything. My question is for you guys: are you really ready for Christ's return? Listen, now's the time to receive Christ as your own. Now's the time to get right before the Lord. And there's only one way of getting right before God, and that's receiving Yeshua as your own. We're all sinners. We all need God's grace. And so now is the time to receive Christ. Now is the time to get right. Now is the time to be waiting for His soon return. All right, guys, be blessed by the stream. We'll talk to you later.